Good day to each and everyone. My name is Ben Laida Maulana, and this is my report in labor law. The illegal recruitment as regards the overseas workers. For purposes of this Act, RA 8042, legal recruitment shall mean any act of canvassing, enlisting, contracting, transporting, utilizing, hiring, or procuring workers and includes referring contract services, promising or advertising for employment abroad, whether for profit or not, when undertaken by non-licensed or non-holder of authority contemplated under Article 13(1) of the Labor Law Code of the Philippines, provide that any such non-licensed or non-holder who is any manner offers or promises for a fee employment abroad to two or more persons shall be deemed so engaged in recruitment and placement. It shall likewise include the following acts whether committed by any person who is a non-licensed or non-holder of authority. Number one, we have that to charge or accept directly or indirectly any amount greater than that specified in the schedule of allowable fees prescribed by the Secretary of Labor and Employment, or to make a worker pay any amount greater than that actually received by him as a loan or advance. Number two, we have to furnish or publish any false notice or information or document in relation to recruitment or employment. Number three, to give any false notice, testimony, information, or document, or commit any act of misinterpretation for the purpose of securing a license or authority under the Labor Code 2. Number four, to induce or to attempt to induce a worker already employed to quit his employment in order to offer him another unless the transfer is designated to liberate a worker from oppressive terms and conditions of employment. Number five, to influence or attempt to influence any person or entity not to employ any worker who has not applied for employment through his agency. Number six, to engage in the recruitment or placement of workers in jobs harmful to public health or morality or the dignity of the Republic of the Philippines. To obstruct or attempt to obstruct inspection by the Secretary of Labor and Employment or by his duly authorized representatives. To fall to submit reports on the status of employment, placement, vacancies, remittance of foreign exchange earnings, remittance from jobs, departures, and such other matters or information as may be required by the Secretary of Labor and Employment. To substitute all alter to the prejudice of the worker employment contract approved and verified by the DOLE from the time of the actual signing thereof by the parties up to and including the period of the expiration of the same without the approval of the DOLE.
Penalties. The penalty of life imprisonment and fine of 100,000 pesos shall be imposed if illegal recruitment constitutes economic sabotage. Number two, any licensed or holder of authority found violating or causing another to violate any provision of this title or its implementing rules and regulations shall upon conviction thereof suffer the penalty of imprisonment of not less than 2 years nor more than 5 years, or a fine of not less than 10,000 nor more than 50,000, or both. Such such imprisonment and fine at the discretion of the court. Number three, any person who is neither a licensed or a holder of authority under this title found violating any provision thereof or its implementing rules and regulations shall upon a conviction thereof shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment of not less than 4 years nor more than 8 years, and fine of not less than 20,000 nor more 1,000,000, or both such imprisonment and fine, at the discretion of the court. Number four, if the offender is a corporation, partnership, or entity, the penalty shall be imposed upon the officer or officers of the corporation, partnership, association, or entity responsible for violation. And if such officer is an alien, he shall in addition to penalty herein prescribed be deported without further proceeding. Number 5. In every case, conviction shall cause and carry the automatic revocation of the license of authority and all the permits and privileges granted to such person and entity under this title, and forfeitures of the cash and surety bond in favor of government or POEA which is authorized to use the same for the promotion of its objective. Article 39 Labor Code as amended. The related provision under the Migrant Worker and Overseas Filipino Act of 1995 RA 8042, particularly Section 7 thereof provides: Number 1. In any person found guilty of illegal recruitment shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment of not less than 6 years and 1 day, but not more than 12 years, and a fine of 200,000 pesos, nor more than 500,000 pesos.
Hello everyone, my name is Ramel Binsuan, BSBA HRM. Ang i-report ko ngayon ay presumption of recruitment. There exists a presumption that the individual or entity is engaged in recruitment and placement whenever he is dealing with two or more persons to whom, in consideration of a fee, an offer or promise of employment is made in the course of canvassing, enlisting, contracting, transporting, utilizing, hiring, or procuring of work. In the simplest way, presumption of recruitment is offers or promises for a free employment to or more person shall be deemed engaged in recruitment and placement. Next is illegal recruitment defined. In simplest terms, illegal recruitment is committed when a person who is not authorized by the government gives the impression that he or she has the power to send workers abroad. L- Recruitment becomes illegal when undertaken by a non-licensed or non-holder of authority from government. Next is number is not determinative in illegal recruitment. It is it is evident that illegal recruitment cases the number of persons victimized is not determinative. Where illegal recruitment is committed against a lone victim, the accused may be convicted of simple illegal recruitment, which is punishable with a lower penalty under Article 39 of the Labor Code. Corollary, where the offense is committed against three or more persons, it is qualified to illegal recruitment in large scale, which provides a higher penalty. Next is illegal recruitment when consider an economic sabotage. An illegal recruitment is considered an economic sabotage when committed in large scale or by syndicate. It is syndicate when committed by more than three persons conspiring and confederating with one another. It is by large scale when committed against three or more persons individually or collectively. And the last is conviction for both illegal recruitment and staffa. An illegal recruiter may be convicted both of staffa for the company collected and for illegal recruitment for recruiting without a license or authority. That's all about the illegal recruitment. Thank you.
Liabilities of foreign employer and the local employment agency. Ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng foreign employer and the local employment agency? Foreign employer means the foreign subsidiaries of the company that employ key employees and their respective successors. Local employment agency. An employment agency is company contracted to hire and staff employees for the companies. Ang employment agencies ay sila yung nakakontract to hire employees and staff employees to a company. Local employment agency is jointly and severally liable with the foreign principal. The local employment agency is solidarily liable with the foreign principal for any breach of the employment contract with the overseas workers. This is a policy to protect the Filipino workers sa ibang bansa. This law na ipinataw is para sa recruitment agencies and foreign employers to assure the aggrieved yung naagrabyado ay nababayaran ng tama based sa kasunduan by the contract. The manning agent is solidarily liable with the foreign principal for the unpaid salary. So between the local agent and foreign principal is hindi magkatugma sa term na naturang kasunduan. So kung ang dalawang panig ay magkasundo na tapusin ang agreement, ang responsibilities of such parties toward the contract is hindi matatapos dahil it is in the contract na kailangan matapos o ma-expire muna ang contract. Otherwise, it is can render to mawawalan ng visa, like may invalid yung contract. For that benefit to be compensable, the same must occur during the effectivity of the contract. For that benefit claims to prosper, the seafarer's death must have occurred during the effectivity of his contract. So for my understanding, in death benefit, kapag ang isang domestic or ang seafarers ay namatay sa panahon ng kanyang trabaho na hindi pa ito natatapos ang contract, or namatay siya na habang siya ay nagtatrabaho, the contract it is reliable, it's responsible of the law. Death benefit claim is not automatically granted. In case of seafarer's death, the grant of benefits in favor of the heirs is not automatic. So dapat may proof na medical examination na ang seafarers ay namatay dahil sa kanyang trabaho or nakuha niya yung kanyang sakit sa kanyang trabaho. Kung hindi naman, it cannot be held liable for death compensation.
Death claim benefits. A death benefit is a payout to the beneficiary of a life insurance policy, annuity, or pension when the insured or annuitant dies. For life insurance policies, death benefits are not subject to income tax, and named beneficiaries ordinarily receive the death benefit as a lump sum payment. Ang death claim benefit daw ay isang pagbabayad sa beneficiaryo katulad ng life insurance, katulad ng SSS o pension kapag namatay ang insured o yung annuitant, yung person. Ang lump sum ang lump sum po is naman ay katulad ng SSS na may binabayaran. And number 2 is concept of disability. Disability results from the interaction between individuals with a health condition such as cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and depression with personal and environmental factors, including negative attitudes, inaccessible transportation in public building, and limited social support. Ang disability daw is yun na yung katulad ng kulang sa kamay or merong Down syndrome or any kind na siya sa disability. So yun siyang ng disability is paminsan ang disability is na siya ng pamilya or nasa dugo na siya ng pamilya yung niya, yung pagiging disabled niya is nasa pamilya na yun siya, kundi dun sa pagpapanganak sa kanya. Yun lang po. Thank you.